Hi, guys.
Hey, guys.
Hi,
It's Mark.
guys. It's Michelle.
And it's Michelle in stereo.
And Mark.
In stereo.
This is Mark and Michelle.
It is. And
we took 2 days off. How about that?
Yep. And she had a Christmas concert yesterday and a rehearsal for that on Saturday. So we were busy.
It was fun.
And yeah, they did a great job yesterday.
I want to start by saying, if you aren't doing the heavy metal detox with your autistic loved one, you are not going to see it change. That's
It's true.
Period.
I mean, it's true.
You have to find a way to get it in them. I'm on a tear.
Okay, go.
It is what changed Mark to who he is now. You've got to get it in him somehow. And if you don't know what it is pinned to the top of the Facebook page.
Yeah.
You can Google Medical Medium Heavy Metal Detox Smoothie. It's right there. It's on. It may not be on our YouTube page, but we have videos of us making it.
It is. Those are on the YouTube page.
Yep.
You just have to search the video.
And SoundCloud. We've done podcasts on how to make it. But you can always Google Medical Medium Heavy Metal Detox Smoothie. We've got links to all the products. You've got to do the Heavy Metal Detox Smoothie. And it's not just for people with autism. My brain has changed immeasurably.
Yes, and she was definitely not on that spectrum.
Not on that spectrum. I was on another spectrum.
Yeah, as we all are, to be honest.
I mean, I was diagnosed ADHD at one point.
Well, that would be the ADHD spectrum.
That would, which is, kind of the same thing. I mean, it's all heavy metal toxicity. You don't even have to call it autism. You don't have to call it ADHD. It's metals that are killing you.
Then there's only one spectrum, and that's the heavy metals.
The heavy metal
spectrum.
That's right.
Because
so get on it, people. I'm not joking.
Well, and I'm going to say this. I'm going to get on the soapbox with her. We're both pastors' kids, so let's say we're going to get on the
preach box.
Right. We're getting on our preacher
box. The pulpit.
We're on our pulpit. All right. You cannot expect any change if you don't change. That's logical, but I also understand the burden that feels like.
Yes, because we've been there.
We get it, right? So you take it small piece at a time. If you can't stand blueberries, eat a bunch of cilantro. If you can't stand cilantro, eat a bunch of blueberries, right? But you've got to start making tiny changes for there to be bigger changes.
If you need help figuring out how to get this in you or the kid,
talk to us.
Talk to us.
Yes, that's what we're here for. And yes, we know you're chronically ill, and we know you don't have the motivation.
Yes.
But you know what? What motivation do you really need to just send us a simple message, right? You don't have to talk to us in real time because that might be too much for your brain. When I was autistic,
stressful.
Yeah, when I was autistic, it was too much for my brain to talk to people face to face or even in real time on the internet. It was difficult.
You can even send us an email. I mean, that's really safe.
Yeah.
Mark and Michelle at healyourautism.com.
That's right. Do that. But if you expect change,
Hi,
Nicole, if you guys want change, you have to start changing.
You have to
start changing your thinking. You have to start changing how you feel about things. You have to change your perspective on your health. And as she says, that heavy metal detox smoothie, I can still do that heavy metal detox smoothie and it makes changes.
Yes. Just one day.
Right. So, and if I can do that after doing it for nearly 2 years now, you can too. Because we were as chronically ill as most of you.
Yes.
Had to be as chronically ill as most of you.
We are your safe place. Okay?
All right. So, are we ready to...
Okay, so I'm done with that.
Are you done? Okay,
I think.
We're off the pulpit, but if we get back on it, you'll know. All right. We're going to continue on with autism words today, or in
recovery.
in the autism recovery thing. PANDAS. All right, that's our first word.
That could also be pans, but you slash pans. But I think we didn't mention pans in this book.
Well, the truth is, pandas. They're very similar. They're both by the medical community. They're caused by streptococcus infections, right? PANDAS means pediatric autoimmune neuropsychiatric disorders associated with streptococcal infections. All right.
Now we know that's not true.
No, medical medium says it was a virus. I had PANDAS, but it was undiagnosed. But the only reason I know I did is because I fit all the criteria.
And he healed when he did the foods medical medium said to do.
And you know what the foods were? Heavy metal detox smoothie. That was the first one.
Celery.
Right? Celery juice and lemon water. Those 3 things. And then we did cat's claw and golden seal and colloidal silver, echinacea, zinc. We did all of those things as well. B12. All of those things actually go to fight viruses.
Yeah.
They fight strep, but it's definitely viruses. You know how I know? It's because I found the scientific paper that says that HPV-6, the Epstein-Barr virus, and HPV-7, and maybe one other virus feed on heavy metals. And because they do, that's how they grow or replicate. And so when you deprive them of the heavy metals, you deprive them of food and they die off. And I can guarantee you that they're viruses because as I've gotten the heavy metal out of my body, all those heavy metals, all those PANDAS behaviors went away. Now I don't have negative behaviors because
he also eliminated foods.
Right, exactly. You have to eliminate
them.
You have to take out the no foods.
Yeah.
You know,
and
meats,
the extra no foods, the strep feeding foods.
That's what
because where there's viruses, there is strep.
Yeah,
they're cofactors.
Mm-hmm. And I guess the medical community has never stopped to check for viruses when they're talking about PANDAS. But that's not my problem. I heal mine. You can heal yours.
And we've done a whole show on PANDAS if you want to watch more.
Exactly, we have. So, but just a quick explanation of PANDAS. The PANDAS is a hypothesis that there exists a subset of children with rapid onset of obsessive compulsive disorder or tic disorders, and these symptoms are caused by group A beta hemolytic streptococcal infections.
I do 2 weeks on and 2 weeks off. Yep, that's what I do.
Okay.
Nicole asked how I do golden seal.
Yeah, how much dosage?
Yeah, you can't take it straight all the time.
Yeah, because he said it's bad for something.
I can't remember.
But
maybe Nicole probably remembers.
Mm-hmm. But anyway, but now that's the article on PANDAS from Wikipedia, and I don't find Wikipedia completely unbiased. So they may have not checked the PANDAS pages, or
I think I put that definition in because we spoke against that definition.
We might have. Okay. So all right, let's move on.
Book.
Let's move on to the next one. Relationships. That's our next word. A state of connectedness between people, especially an emotional connection. I had to heal a lot before I had a connection with somebody. Probably I had to go good 3-4 years.
Well, we started on gaps.
We did start on gaps.
If we had started on medical medium, he would have changed so quickly.
Yeah, I probably would. I probably would have had to have feared for my job. I mean, I did anyway, and you know, and sometimes still do because
we
the
think
changes
it's
I go through.
perfect what happened for us, but
gaps had its drawbacks. Backing up a liver for one,
right?
Mine, and so, but now we're happy to be on medical medium.
Oh yes.
And but relationships, a state of connectedness between people, especially an emotional connection. My brain, as an autistic person, I don't know whether others with autism do this, but it tends to make things far more complicated than they are. And I thought connections were some big, huge emotional bang, fireworks or something that happened, and that way you knew you had a connection. What I realize now is a connection is somebody that you take up with and you really get to know. And you really get entwined in each other's lives. Well,
if you want to go another way, you energetically plug in.
You're right. Either way, but you plug in, but you automatically plug in.
Mm-hmm.
This isn't. You don't have to work at it. It just happens.
Mm-hmm.
And this has happened to me with 2 people at work, and even more so for me and her, because over the past few years we really got connected.
Yeah. If you see the picture of us I posted today. I know the podcasters won't.
I guess you could use that as the podcast picture.
But that was us yesterday.
Mm-hmm.
And I looked at it and I was like, wow, we look connected. It's so cool.
Well, we do. And
We look comfortable with each other.
Well,
it's so cool.
And that's a major deal because we never did that before.
Yeah, it was
never looked
always
like that
really
before.
awkward.
Mm-hmm. So, but relationships, a state of connectedness between people, which is why when the connection gets broken, it becomes really difficult.
Painful.
So, all right, SIBO. Well, let me say this. Relationships are everything. I know that the neurodiversity community and all this kind of stuff, they have their idea that how they think should be normal. I got it, but I see what you're saying. You're trying to feel good about yourselves. I get it, because I tried to feel good about myself too. Not quite the same way, but when I had autism. But the thing is, relationships are absolutely the most important thing. There are moms out there of autistic kids who are wondering when that autistic kid is going to say, "I love you, Mom."
Yeah.
My mom didn't hear that until I was in my 40s, late 40s. Late 40s, 48, 49. You know, my mom didn't hear that for the first time.
But she's still hearing things for the first time. Just at Thanksgiving, there was something that he said that she couldn't believe. So,
so
it's still happening.
I'm 51 now. So you can't tell me that's normal. I mean, moms are looking for their kids to love them, and they're looking for a response to the love they give.
That's the big thing there, a response to the love they give.
When your kid doesn't do that because they have autism, there's no connection.
Yeah.
And that isn't right. It just isn't. What is normal is for that kid to feel that love and know that he's loved. Because I can tell you as an autistic adult, I can only remember one time when I know I felt loved. And that was over the cookbook.
The validation we talked about the other day.
Right. So anyway, want to move on?
Not if you have more, because it's important.
Well, relationships are everything. I mean, you can't have a relationship with everybody because not everybody is going to connect with you. You can only have real relationships with people that you connect with, like me and her, or me and my mom and dad, or, me and my sister, that kind of thing. But sometimes you don't even connect with family.
Yeah.
So, but the people that you do connect with, those relationships are vitally important. And when you own your own business, you have relationships with your customers. Some of them you really connect with, and you may make friends out of them. Other ones you connect with somewhat, and they like coming in.
Like Nicole. We like Nicole.
Exactly. And quite a few others that show up here. So relationships are literally what makes the world go round. And if you can't take part in a relationship and get something out of it and give something back, there's something wrong with your brain. Not you fundamentally as a human, but with your brain. All right?
It's called heavy metal toxicity.
Exactly. And or strep or viruses.
Yeah.
Any of those. So that's how important relationships are. And so when I hear all these stories about, my kids never said I love you. I hear this from some dads too who take care of their autistic kids. I've never seen her happy when I walk into the room.
Yeah.
She's never hugged me and said, "I love you, Dad." None of that.
Yeah.
And that's just not normal, right? There is such a thing as normal. And that's giving and receiving love and having relationships with people. That's normal.
Right.
Ravati, how are you?
It's a brain that doesn't have metals lodged everywhere.
Well, as far as this, doesn't medical mean?
Okay.
Go ahead.
Ravati?
Yeah.
I have no idea if I'm saying your name right. She asks, is it compulsory that we have to do supplements like zinc, vitamin C, and B12 while doing medical medium smoothies? Okay, so yes. I'm going to say yes, it's vital, but if you can't afford it, fruit will help a lot. But people with autism are so behind in zinc. Mm-hmm. They are depleted in B12, which is what will heal the nerves from the viral, help me out here.
The viral damage.
That's the word.
Damage from the neurotoxins.
And vitamin C, you can get that from a lot of fruits. So if you can't afford all of that, then I would leave out the vitamin C as long as you're doing lots of fruit.
Okay. Hopefully that answers your question. But we do basic supplements. We don't do lots.
But zinc and B12 are basic.
Mm-hmm. Right. So
we do vitamin C too.
We do. So doing those three would really go a long way, And but again, do what you can.
We have a list of the most vital ones. somewhere.
Yeah.
It's in the book.
Definitely in Buried Alive or in...
No, it's in the...
Detox.
The Do-It-Yourself Guide. It's
the
in that one.
Do-It-Yourself to Detox. Okay. It's in that book. Plus, we talk about supplements.
Yeah, we have a whole...
In a couple of
audio
episodes.
or video.
Mm-hmm. So, all right.
Are you finished with the relationships?
Yeah, you could go on and on about relationships, but...
Because that's what makes the world go round.
It really does. Let's talk about this next one. SIBO, S-I-B-O. Defined as excessive bacteria in the small intestine, remains a poorly understood disease. All right.
What does SIBO stand for?
Small intestine bacterial overgrowth. All right.
I'm pretty sure you had that too.
Yeah, and I'm pretty sure most people do.
I'm pretty sure I had that.
Yeah.
You don't have to have autism to have that.
Exactly. You don't have to have autism to have any of these. Yeah. Autism is just
where
a combination of things, combination of conditions that other people can have and not be autistic, but that you had and were autistic.
So basically the whole world has all of these.
Yeah.
It's just where are the metals deposited.
Exactly.
They can be stuck in your liver.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, they can be everywhere.
Mm-hmm. You can be so poisoned by heavy metals that you're barely functional. And I think that's what autism is. That's how I was. And
so again, I'm going to say, do that heavy metal detox smoothie. That is going to change your life.
Mm-hmm.
You've got to do it.
And if you want your kids to do the heavy metal detox smoothie, I say start doing the heavy metal detox smoothie 2 weeks before you start them on it. That way, they get to see you doing it, and it'll be normal. And then you can say, okay, here you go, guys. And they'll know what they're getting because they've seen you drinking it, right? In other words, they'll know you're not poisoned by it, so they won't get sick from it, right? So you start it before them, 2 weeks later, then you start them on it, all right?
And then if you get our book, we have a whole PDF full of articles on how to get your picky eater to eat.
We do. Mm-hmm. And that is in Heal Your Autism Do-It-Yourself Guide, Healing Begins in Your Kitchen. And there's 10 or 11, maybe 12 articles in there on picky eating it and helping your picky eater. So, all right, SIBO, let's go on to the next one.
Did we say that was strep?
I think medical medium thinks that's strep.
Yeah,
and the truth is, I think that it is mostly strep.
And it's an antibiotic-resistant strep.
Right.
That's what he says.
Okay.
So you've got to do the no foods. You've got to do the no strep foods. You got
to do the celery juice and the heavy metal detox smoothie. And you got to do some of the supplements that kill strep specifically, like cat's claw, golden seal, echinacea, colloidal silver.
Yeah.
Really helps. So, all right, that is SIBO. Let's move on to the next one. Solar
plexus.
Solar plexus or celiac plexus.
Isn't that interesting?
That's very interesting.
So the things you don't know. So these are definitions that come from the first book we wrote. That's the free ebook. And we spoke of these things in the book.
The solar plexus, a complex network of nerves, a nerve plexus located in the abdomen. Isn't that interesting? It's like a tiny brain in that area, which is why you feel the rib cage. Which is why you feel things.
That's where you feel your emotions. That's where I feel mine anyway.
Yeah, I feel some of mine there, and some of them in other places. But a complex network of nerves, a nerve plexus located in the abdomen. In less complex animals, there are things called ganglia, which are little spots of nerves. We have ganglia in us humans, and most of the more complex animals do. But some other animals, that's all they have is ganglia. They don't have like a fully functioning brain. They have ganglia instead. So that's kind of what this sounds like. All right, but that's what it is, and it's kind of like a second mind. It's where you get hunches, and I was going to say intuition and hinges, but I won't say that. But
except they did.
Except I did. But anyway, that's the solar plexus. All right, let's move on.
That's enough for now.
You want to do enough? All right, that's enough. And we've done enough. But anyway, we'll leave it at that. We ended with solar plexus. We'll continue on with spectrum tomorrow, if we can. I think we'll be able to. But anyway, we will see you guys tomorrow. Also, continue on with the celery juice. Continue on with the heavy metal detox smoothie. Continue on
lemon water.
With the lemon water. And definitely go to www.healyourautism.com and you can download our free book, Buried Alive, One Man's Journey Out of Autism. After reading that, you want to find out how we did it. So then you can go to the next page on our website and get Heal Your Autism's Do-It-Yourself Guide. Healing begins in your kitchen. And there are a bunch of freebies with that book. Anyway, all right, guys, we will see you tomorrow.
Have a great day.
Bye.